can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Kenny. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Nina. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keeta. And expose with cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque yo no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed.
Welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. We have once again, we've made it. We got to the weekend. Nobody can take anything away from us. We once again have made it to Friday. We got a lot to talk about. We've got a big basketball game tonight. We have tons of baseball tonight. We've got the PGA Championship going on. Scotty Scheffler getting arrested, coming out. He's still, a couple shots off the lead here. I still think he's going to win the tournament. We'll see what happens by the time we get to Sunday. I know Morikawa is on fire right now, but Scotty just needs to be in striking distance. If he's within, 2, 3, even 4 strokes going to Sunday, I would still put my money on Scotty. So, and, the afternoon guys haven't even, they're just now going off here recently. So lots going on. Hopefully you guys are having a good Friday. Yesterday, I went 1-1 in my picks yesterday. We bet Denver as like a hedge to our Minnesota future. That was a terrible bet because they got destroyed. But I mean, we did it with a purpose. So we'll be betting Denver again in the next game as another head, as a hedge to the future. It just makes sense. So I don't really care about that. I don't really even count that as a bet. Like I just bet it because we have that Minnesota future. I also 2-0 in WNBA. We hit our WNBA bet yesterday. I'm gonna start getting in the WNBA streets pretty heavy, I think, here moving forward. So, more to come on that. Scotty, just like you, Mitchell, arrested today. Yeah, different caddy tomorrow. His caddy is going to watch his child's graduation, so he will have a different caddy tomorrow. And then his main caddy will be back for Sunday. So, we'll see what kind of differences that makes. We'll see what the weather does. It's raining all day today. I think it's going to rain tomorrow too. Maybe the rain's heavy tomorrow and they can't play. I have no idea. What will happen with that. A couple announcements to make here at the top of the show. First and foremost, I will be streaming again tonight. Around 9:30, 9:45, I will be going live on my Twitter and my Kick account. Go follow it right now. When I get to 100 followers on Kick, I'm going to give away $100 cash to people that have followed me over there. So go follow. I'll be live tonight. We will be sweating out this Knicks game. We have a Knicks -1.5 bet for the series. We need them to win tonight to cash that bet. So we're going to be sweating that out. I'm going to be playing some games. And we also have the Knicks to win the series parlayed with Scotty to win this tournament. So, would really prefer the Knicks to just win tonight, cash that leg so we can just sweat Scotty and then cash our futures bet as well. So big stream tonight. And there's some late night baseball as well tonight, I think. Let me see here. Yeah, there's multiple games that start at 10, Dodgers, Reds, and Giants, Rockies. We have a bet in this late night game tonight. So we'll be sweating out NBA, MLB tonight. Come to the stream, come through, just say hello. I appreciate it. And like I said, go follow the account so I can give away some money. Secondly, some news with this show. I don't want to alarm anyone, but starting next week, this show is, we're going to try something out. At the end of the day, I love doing this stream every single day, but we have to do what's best for the company. So we're going to try something new for like a month and we're going to see how it works. So you're still going to get me every single day. And this also will be easier for me to do it 7 days a week as opposed to the 5 right now. So if anything, this is good because you're going to get more content. But starting next week, we're going to move this to a recorded show. So it will not be a live stream at 3 p.m. every day. There will be a video from me going over my favorite bets of the day using the tools. It's the same exact format, but it's going to be a recorded show. So starting Monday, I will not be live at 3, but you will still get a video from me, and it'll probably come out earlier in the day. I'm going to shoot to have it up by 1 p.m. every single day. So that includes weekends and everything. So starting Monday by 1 o'clock, you should have a video from me every single day, and that'll be on YouTube, iTunes, if you listen to stuff on your phone and you don't want to watch the video, all that stuff. So we're going to try that out for a while. We're going to see, look at the analytics and see how that works. And then I'll still be doing live streams on my own channel too at night sometimes. You're still going to get content from me. It's not going to be a live stream. For the time being, we're going to try it out. Pants off tonight. Yeah, Mitchell, I may or may not wear pants tonight. You won't be able to see from where the camera is. It'll just be a mystery. We'll leave it up for interpretation. You need my opinion on Darren Waller fumbling a baddie. I mean, I think he obviously fumbled because he's an idiot, and I don't even think it came out what he did, but clearly he's did something that wasn't good, of the fact that she is distancing herself from him. Again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know the dynamics of their relationship or the dynamics of someone's life that I don't even know. But from the outside looking in, it appears that, she was there for him when he was at his lowest, working his way back into the NFL, trying to, get a big contract. He had dealt with some off the field issues, and she was there for him, held him down. And now clearly he did not return the favor in which she felt that he should. So I would say yes, he did fumble. And that's something that he'll have to live with, I guess. I won't be able to have my questions answered in our pre-record. I agree with that, Mitchell. I agree. Maybe I'll take some questions. I'll post in the morning. Does anyone have any questions for the video in the Discord? And then you can ask me in there, and I'll address it on the video. But when we hit summer, like full summer, I'm gonna be trying to live stream like every night on my accounts. So we'll see. I wanna really focus on that at nighttime over the summer and see what we can grow it to by the time football comes. And then like I said, maybe we could do some gambling stuff come football season. Like I think that would be fun. But I have to put the time in and grind the channel up to be able to do stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see what's in the Stanley. It's still early in the day. We just got some lemon water in there. Still early for a Friday, but maybe on tonight's stream, tonight's 10 o'clock rolls around. Maybe we'll have something else to drink tonight. Maybe I'll get some beer and we'll have some drinks on the stream tonight. We will see. All right. Also, Paul Skeens is ridiculous. Struck out the first 6 batters today. Absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's dive in here. We're going to run through this baseball slate and talk the basketball game. I'm not betting a side because we have so much equity on the Knicks here. We're full on rooting for the Knicks tonight. We need the New York Knicks. There's no reason for me to bet it. We need the Knicks. I might have a prop or two later, so that we have other stuff to sweat on the stream tonight as well. We'll see. I'll look at the game after this. But all right, for baseball tonight, starting off 6:40, we have Nationals Phillies. Phillies continue to be a wagon. We have Zach Wheeler throwing tonight against Jake Irvin. Obviously, Philly wins that pitching matchup pretty easily. They're minus 250 on the money line for a reason here, minus 240 on DraftKings. Like, there's not really much to say about this game. When it comes to Irvin, he has not been very good this year. He's got a 3.55 ERA, but his expected is a full run higher than that. He doesn't walk a lot of guys, but he also does not strike out many batters. So, some balls get put into play against him. He is pretty heavy fastball curveball that soaks up a lot of his pitch mix is fastball, curveball. And, if we take a look at the Phillies lineup, obviously, first and foremost, when I look at someone like Jake Irvin and his numbers aren't good, I want to see if it's the same across the board or if it's specific to one side of the plate. This year, it's been really specific to him struggling against the left-handed hitters. 226 WOBA allowed to righties, 343 to lefties. The power is much higher against lefties as well. And, that could be a problem facing the Phillies because their best hitters, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Bryson Stott, I think is underrated. Like those guys, they were not a wagon last night. That is accurate, but for the most part, they are. But the Phillies' best hitters are left-handed. So, that obviously sticks out. He'll probably see 5 or 6 lefties in the lineup tonight, which is a problem for him. And, all those lefties that I just named are very good fastball hitters. Kyle Schwarber's a great fastball hitter. Bryce Harper is a good fastball hitter. Stott, Brandon Marsh is a very good fastball hitter. So, I can definitely get interested there. In terms of curveballs, it's kind of the same. Brandon Marsh has a pretty solid 330 WOBA against curveballs, but Schwarber and Bryce Harper both have huge numbers against curveballs. So it's a really good spot for the Phillies lefties here in terms of their props. I'm not going to be betting a minus 250 on the money line, obviously, but I could dive into some props here. I think maybe a Brandon Marsh, Bryce Harper. Plus, we get the revenge factor. It's Bryce Harper going against the Nationals. So maybe like a Brandon Marsh or Kyle Schwarber hit parlayed with Bryce Harper to record a hit. A little same game parlay. I could definitely get interested in that for that game. Let's see. White Sox, Yankees. Nestor Cortez is going against Mike Clevinger, our old pal, Mike Clevinger. I like the Yankees here, but again, they are minus, 280. There's no value in me betting on this. Could you take a shot on the minus 1.5? Sure. If you want to do that, that's fine. But I do think this is a good spot for them. Nestor Cortez has been pretty unlucky all year. We've talked about it a couple times on this stream. He has a 4.03 ERA, 280 expected. Strikeouts are solid, unspectacular, but solid. And, I think that he's due to bounce back. Now, you can look at this both ways because Nestor Cortez, he does not have bad numbers against lefties, or against righties, rather. He's a left-handed pitcher. He doesn't have bad numbers against righties, but he has worse numbers than against lefties, obviously. The ISO allowed to lefties is below 100. To righties, it's almost 170. So he definitely is more vulnerable to right-handed hitters, and he's going to see a full lineup of righties tonight. The White Sox are going to pack 9 righties in there tonight. So that is a concern. But at the same time, the White Sox are so bad, even though they have pretty much all right-handed. Actually, it's probably going to be 8 because they still have Andrew Benintendi. So, even though they have a predominantly right-handed lineup, the team itself is terrible against left-handed pitching. This season, actually, if I'll isolate last year and this year against lefties, the projected lineup tonight, 256 WOBA, a below 100 ISO, pretty high strikeout numbers. Like the team is really, really bad against left-handed pitching. Other than Paul DeYoung, or Tommy Pham, rather. Tommy Pham is the only guy in this lineup that has decent numbers against lefties the last 2 years. So I think it's a good spot for Cortez, even though he's going to see a lot of righties. But I'm just not going to touch that minus 280. If you want to put him in a parlay, if you want to first 5 him in a parlay, I think that's fine. But yeah, I mean, lean Yankees, but I won't be playing it. We're going to war tonight, Mitchell. We are going to war tonight. You better be in the stream tonight because it's gonna be me versus you, a grudge match. Rockies versus Giants grudge match. It is. Minnesota and Cleveland. First lean for me in this game when I looked at it on the surface was the over. The under is far and away the public side of this. 72% of the tickets coming in on the under, but I think we have to lean over here. I'm not a big fan of Woods Richardson right now. He could be a good pitcher down the road, but he doesn't have great underlying numbers, and the same can be said for Tristan McKenzie. He doesn't have great underlying numbers. So I think this is a good spot for offense in this game, and we don't have a sample size. Woods Richardson's only made a few career starts. He's never faced Cleveland. McKenzie has faced the Twins quite a bit, and they have great numbers against him. A 360 expected WOBA as a team, and almost a 10% walk rate against them, which is pretty high. He gets a lot of strikeouts at 27.5%, but he hasn't been striking batters out this year because of this velocity decrease and the kind of stuff that's been going on with him. So I'm not really worried about the strikeouts like I typically would be because he has not been a strikeout pitcher this year. And the Twins as a whole have hit him pretty well. So I think this is a good spot for offense. If you want to look at maybe a first 5 over, I think you could do that or the full game. I know it's the public side's on the under, but I disagree. I think the over would be my pick there. I haven't bet it, but that's my lean in that game. And then I'm kind of reversed here. Padres, Braves, kind of liked the under. When I first looked at this, we have Max Fried going against Waldron. Obviously, we kind of know the story with Max Fried. He was getting really unlucky to begin the season, and then he kind of had a couple starts to get that back on track. I obviously think he's a good pitcher. And then on the opposite side, when we look at Waldron, doesn't have like a massive sample size here. He's 1-5 this year with a 5.49 ERA, but the expected is a full run lower than that. And nothing else is crazy bad. He's a knuckleball pitcher, which there's not really a lot of knuckleballers left in the MLB. Like some guys throw like a knuckle curve, but there's very few guys that are predominantly throwing a knuckleball at this stage of the game. So that's always fun to see. He throws it 35% of the time. Obviously, we're just not going to have a strong sample size of how the Braves will grade out against a knuckleball because not a lot of guys throw it. The thing I'll say, though, you always know quickly if a guy throwing a knuckleball is on or off. Like if he's on, it's going to be tough to get hits off him. If he's off, they can really kind of tee off. So it's kind of risky to bet a total with a guy throwing that because he could come out and just start mowing guys down. But I don't know. I kind of like the under. I didn't really like a side of the game. The money line predictor does like Atlanta pretty decently here, but again, it's minus 225 on the money line, and I'm just not looking to bet a line like that. If you want to mess with the minus 1.5, you can do that. Or maybe you could do a first 5 parlay with like Atlanta and New York or something if you want to get weird. But yeah, that's my take on that game. Rangers and Angels, we have Tyler Anderson going against Andrew Haney. Andrew Haney randomly has like not been walking guys this year, which is, if you know anything about Andrew Haney, that's kind of the opposite of what you're used to. I mean, early in his career, he was like a 9%, 8% walk rate guy. Last year, 9% walk rate. This year down to 5%, which is the lowest of his career. So he hasn't been walking guys. The underlying numbers are good. 3.80 expected ERA, strikeout rates low 20s, which is kind of, he's not, there was a couple years there where he was upper 20%, 30% strikeout rate. That hasn't been the case the last few years, but he's cutting down on the walks, and that's probably the fact that he's not walking as many batters is probably a direct correlation as to why he's not getting as many strikeouts, because you're not going to be throwing those balls out of the zone trying to get chases. And, maybe he's just been willing to sacrifice some strikeouts to avoid walks, which is commendable. And I don't mind that at all. So the underlying numbers look pretty good, honestly, for Andrew Haney. He's been actually, like, weirdly enough, he's been worse against lefties than righties this year. So same-handed batters have given him an issue. He'll definitely see, 7, 8 righties in the lineup tonight. They're going to pack righties in against him, but I don't necessarily know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, considering he's been better against righties than lefties this year. Overall, I mean, the Angels do have pretty decent numbers against left-handed pitching, but I mean, it's just how much of it do we believe? I mean, these are a lot of kind of role fringy players. Like Taylor Ward is solid, sure. Kevin Pillar is like hit or miss. Logan O'Hoppe I like, but like then you have like Rengifo and like Joe Adele obviously is good, but a young player. So I don't know. They have good numbers against lefties, but I don't know how much of it I fully trust. On the opposite side, when we want to talk about the Rangers bats, if we look at Tyler Anderson, we've talked about him on stream a lot this year too. He has a 2.92 ERA, but a 4.72 expected. So he's been getting really, really lucky. And I've said this a few times on stream. The reason he can outperform these metrics is because he has an elite changeup. He throws his changeup over 30% of the time. It's almost like 35%. He's allowing a 197 batting average with that pitch. He's getting 40% whiffs with that pitch. He has a completely dominant changeup. So when his changeup's on and working, it's tough for these guys to hit him. And that's why he has been able to survive, getting lucky like he has. So it's tough. It's not even that he's getting lucky. It's just a mixture of like when that changeup is working and when it's not. In terms of like the Rangers against changeups, overall, they have pretty good numbers as a team. But a lot of it, like on the surface, if I just put their numbers against changeups for the team, you're going to see a 412 WOBA and a 307 ISO. That's monster numbers, right? But then when you look into it further, it's really only Adolis Garcia, Jonah Heim, and Ezekiel Duran that have good numbers. Everybody else has pretty bad numbers against changeups. But those three numbers that I just named, those three players, their numbers against changeups are so good that it's carrying like the entire roster. So I don't know what to make of it. I think it's certainly a good spot for Adolis Garcia in terms of like prop, but I do not want to bet a side of this game. And if anything, I would consider betting the over. And the trends would support that. As you can see here, only 28% of the tickets are on the over, but 44% of the handle. So there's a big gap between ticket amount and handle amount on that over. So over would be my lean in this game, or an Adolis Garcia prop. Favorite money line bet? I don't think we've got there yet. There's a couple money lines I like, but I don't think we've got there yet. We will get there soon though. All right, Milwaukee and Houston. I kind of like the under in this game. The splits are very, very in favor of the over here. And I totally get it being scary to bet an under on a Hunter Brown game, given how he's thrown this year. He has a 7.80 ERA. But I think I like the under. I think I disagree again with the splits here. So Hunter Brown, while he's been terrible this year, this guy still has pedigree, right? 7.79 ERA, but a 4.36 expected ERA. Is a 4.36 expected ERA good? Not necessarily, but it's significantly better than an actual ERA of 7.79. So, I do think he's due for a couple good starts to kind of balance that out. And, Milwaukee I like as a team, but they do have the potential to put up a stinker sometimes on offense. And, if we look at Hunter Brown, the numbers are just not good, right? They're not. But I still think he's capable of putting up a couple good starts here. And when I say good, I mean allowing, maybe just a couple runs compared to a ton. And then on the opposite side, Freddie Peralta, we know what he's about. So I kind of think the under here, maybe if we catch Hunter Brown on a good night and he has a good start, I think this game could go under. He throws a lot of fastballs, and his fastball is getting destroyed. I mean, 350 batting average. But here's the thing. Here's why I think this is so interesting. He's given up a 350 batting average with this four-seam fastball, but the expected batting average, 240. A full run lower. Like, that's crazy. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I have to trust the numbers when it's that big of a gap. So I think Hunter Brown is capable of a decent start tonight, and I obviously know Freddie Peralta is. So I'm going to go with the under in that game, as opposed to what the splits say. Boston and St. Louis, we have Brian Bayo going against Kyle Gibson. I love to pick on Kyle Gibson. We've been picking on him all year. His expected numbers are terrible. 5.42 expected ERA. He strikes out below 20% of batters. He walks 10% of batters, so it's a high walk rate guy. Gives up a lot of hard contact, and he throws a lot of sinkers. And the Red Sox best hitters are all good against sinkers. Rafael Devers is a destroyer of sinkers. 452 WOBA and 245 ISO against the sinker. Jarren Duran has good numbers against sinkers. Weiler Abreu, who's been balling out this year for them, has great numbers against the pitch. Tyler O'Neill, Dom Smith, these guys all crush sinkers. So I think it's a really good spot for Boston. The money line predictor agrees and slightly likes Boston here. I think you could bet them first 5. Bayo's kind of scary sometimes. I don't know. I don't love betting on him, but I think this is a good spot for Boston and how they match up against Gibson specifically. So I think you could look at the Red Sox here. I think you could look at the over in the game as well, or like the Red Sox team total over, or definitely a Rafael Devers prop, his bases or home run, RBI, anything along those lines looks good to me in that game. Some of the games are missing on this tool. I know they were working on it. I don't think it's fully updated yet. Like I know the Baltimore game we skipped over there, Baltimore and Seattle. But to finish out here, Detroit and Arizona, we have Skubal against Ryan Nelson. I mean, Detroit's favored here because they have Skubal on the mound, but I don't know. I don't love backing them as a favorite right now, so I would probably be wary of that one. Reds and Dodgers. Dodgers are pretty decent favorites here with Paxton on the mound against Montes. I'm not going to bet a minus 190. Maybe you could look at the over in the game, something like that. And then in the late game, I like the Rockies tonight. They're plus 124 on the money line. The money line predictor likes them as well. It's Kyle Harrison against Ryan Feltner. We've talked about Ryan Feltner a couple times this season. His advanced numbers look really good. 3.23 expected ERA compared to his 5.20 actual. There can be some noise in there when he's pitching in Coors Field, but yeah, I think he's been really good this year. His changeup has been pretty decent, getting a 40 in terms of strikeout stuff. Like he's getting a 40% whiff rate with it. His fastball's good. Like I'm willing to buy into Ryan Feltner here. And then I like Kyle Harrison on the opposite side of the game, but his metrics are good, but they're a little bit worse than his actual. Maybe he's been getting a little bit lucky in some aspects, and the Rockies, for whatever reason, have like caught fire, and they've been pretty hot recently. So I kind of like buying into that. It's the number 1 graded play in the moneyline predictor, and I liked the Rockies before I even saw that. So that just gave me kind of the confirmation I needed. And you can see the number 2 graded play in this moneyline predictor is the Mets. That's another game I think we skipped over here. Mets and Marlins. I like the Mets a lot tonight too. The trends support that. I'm down to fade the Marlins, especially dude, the Marlins are just so bad. The Marlins team against right-handed pitching right now, below a 180 ISO is okay because Jazz and De La Cruz and Berger all have, good power, but a 300 WOBA as a team, just not good. And the Mets on the opposite side of that, facing off with the lefty, on the surface, they don't have great numbers against lefties, but Pete Alonso, Lindor, JD Martinez in the middle of their lineup is very, very scary for a left-handed pitcher to navigate. And I also would obviously give the Mets the edge when it comes to the bullpen. So I like the Mets tonight. I like the Red Sox tonight. And I like the Rockies, honestly, as an underdog. That's my 3 favorite plays in terms of a money line, Ryan. So I know you asked that. I like the Red Sox. I like the Mets. And I like the Rockies. And Mitchell in chat is a very big Kyle Harrison fan. So we will be going to war. Tonight on my stream, we will be going to war. Me versus Mitchell, Rockies versus Giants. And we'll see who comes out on top. Also, there's a lot of guys I like for props tonight. So if you guys are prop bettors and you can play on Prize Picks or whatever, take fantasy score. I like Rafael Devers. I like Adolis Garcia. I like those left-handed Phillies. I definitely think you could put together a play with those, or even a hit parlay. I think would be good tonight. Let me see. Let me do that. Scotty finished. What did he finish? 5 under. So he shot 66. If you were in the Discord, I said we couldn't bet it, but I know some people took it on Prize Picks. His stroke total was at 68. So he obviously went under that with the 66. But yeah, let me see what a hit parlay would do. Let's do Bryce Harper. Let's do to record a hit for whatever game. This game's locked for some reason, and I cannot pick him. So that's great. All right, let me do Texas, Adolis Garcia. Let me do Rafi Devers. Okay, that's minus 109. And then let's do one. I want to do one Phillies guy with this. But it's locked. It'll be plus money though. So Adolis Garcia, Rafi Devers, Bryce Harper hit parlay will probably be put onto my card. Most definitely. It'll probably be like plus 120-ish, depending on what Bryce's line is. Maybe plus 115. I don't know. I'll have to see. But yeah, that does it for the baseball slate. For NBA, like I said, we're not betting a side of this, but we have the Scotty parlay with the Knicks to win the series, and we have the Knicks minus 1.5 for the series. So they have to win tonight to cash that bet. I don't really want to sweat out a game 7, so I would really just prefer them to win tonight. And in terms of props, I will give out some props before the stream tonight. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said at the top of the stream here, I'll be live tonight around 9:30, 9:45. Go follow my Twitter and follow my kick for me to go live. We'll be sweating out the Knicks game and playing some games and sweating out that Rockies Giants game as well. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Like I said, next week, if you missed it, if you joined late, next week will not be live streams. They will be pre-recorded videos that go up on YouTube. So look out for those. You'll still get my bets for the day. It's just not going to be in a live stream format, and it's going to be out earlier in the day. So good luck with your bets tonight. Good luck this weekend. I'll be live probably all weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. So you can tune into those if you want some more content from me. I appreciate it. Good luck this weekend. And I'll see everybody on my streams this weekend and Monday's video.